Welcome to the first ever WWE pay-per-view event.
Never step outside.
The intro WWE had to set up for Judgment Day was awesome. The horror vibe, Undertaker-style video, it was all amazing.
Wait a minute, Darren, did you see that sign in the crowd?
Jerry Lawler points out a sign he saw in the crowd criticizing Eddie Guerrero's mullet, but the cameras point back at the wrong sign.
Both these men take chances off.
I know the cameras didn't directly show it themselves, but the bell rung for the match to begin while the referee was holding up the Intercontinental Championship. You're supposed to wait for the referee's signal.
Yeah, there it is. Hey, wait a minute.
The annoying ass-kissing commentary of Jerry the King Lawler. And for this night, holy shit, it's exhausting to have to listen to. This referee must hate Eddie Guerrero and his cheating tactics since he's instantly counting as fast as possible whenever Rob Van Dam pins Eddie. Slow down a bit.
And are made to submit to relinquish the title.
Relinquishing the title means that Eddie Guerrero would have to willingly give it up. I don't think he's gonna willingly take a pin or submission to RVD, JR. That was a pretty cool fake-out moment by Rob Van Dam to make Eddie Guerrero believe he was about to leap off the second rope with an elbow shot. Cool transition into the split-legged moonsault. Good start so far.
By Van Dam. He hesitated just a heartbeat.
That may be because RVD had ring awareness and noticed Eddie was close to the ropes, so he pulled him away from said ropes to prevent the potential of a rope break. I clearly saw that from my view. How did you not see from your monitor?
Van Dam's already been striking this.
Rob Van Dam is absolutely impressive to lift up Eddie Guerrero like that, keeping the surfboard submission cinched in. Loving this match to kick off Judgment Day.
Van Dam's shoulders are down as well.
Rob Van Dam's shoulders are obviously not down, Jerry. Shut up. Did I say that I was loving this match? Well, I think I just jinxed everything because that standing moonsault was absolutely terrible at the connection. Damn it.
Hey, come on, bro.
Rob Van Dam shoved the referee in a match and somehow did not get disqualified for putting his hands on an official.
The aggressive side.
The referee gives Eddie Guerrero his 5 count, stops at 4, but Eddie doesn't stop beating down Rob Van Dam for another 10 seconds. Don't insult the fans' intelligence. Finish the count, you fucking idiot. Eddie Guerrero is spending an uncomfortable amount of time yelling at the fans in the audience, allowing Rob Van Dam to recover from the assault. I really hope Eddie's catchphrase isn't actually lie, cheat, and stall. Yikes.
Van Dam, great. Flexibility.
Alright, that was awesome, you gotta admit. No other words to describe it, except remove a sin from the counter.
Momentum here, the challenger.
This referee has completely ignored the fact that Rob Van Dam's left foot is under the rope, out of bounds. First, he doesn't know that a 5 count means disqualification. Now he doesn't know what a rope break is. Rookie, I swear.
Went to Yale.
Eddie Guerrero was a dick to Rob's Van Dam's.
We may get to see it here.
It takes about 30 seconds for Eddie to ascend to the top rope and get ready to hit the frog splash. I swear if RVD counters this, I'm gonna call Eddie Guerrero an idiot. Eddie Guerrero is an idiot. Classic Eddie Guerrero with the lying, cheating, and stealing. We all love him for it, including me. Man, I fucking hate myself for having to follow the rules here. Victory using the ropes for leverage is always a sin.
What do you like most about Trish?
Trish Stratus is not gonna call you, desperate asshole. 20 years later, I wonder if that guy is still waiting for that phone call.
But Trish Stratus, who had just won the...
I'm totally not removing a sin because of Stacy Keibler's sexy legs. In all seriousness, I'm actually not. The reason I'm removing a sin is because it was hilarious to see all the cameras flashing when she put herself in the ring like that.
Accompanied by Deacon Batista.
If Twitter existed in 2002, guarantee the fans would be throwing tantrums complaining that Leviathan is being buried and will be released soon. Deacon Batista is a shitty name. You know I'm right. Twitter ruined pro wrestling more than Vince ever could. Also funny enough, Reverend Devon's entrance and then Bubba Ray Dudley's entrance lasted almost the same amount of time as the actual women's title match itself, and was far more entertaining too. That's the sin. What is it with referees doing fast counts tonight? It's like none of them are happy to be here and want to get out as soon as possible. That technically counts as Stacy Keibler tapping out. Why is this match continuing? Trish Stratus won the match by submission. Fuck. I just might have to count 5 sins for these constant fast counts. Like, Jesus, slow the fuck down already.
6 foot. At least 6 foot.
What? Bubba Ray Dudley actually believed he could get away with laughing in Stacy's face without getting slapped. What an idiot. How the fuck did the referee not hear Deacon Batista? Oh god, that really is a shitty name. Body slamming Trish Stratus. I get that he didn't see anything, but since Stacy is in his sight, clearly his common sense should have figured that someone interfered from behind. Another 5 sins for poor officiating. Stacy Keibler landed that bulldog too early, and shockingly enough, that actually finishes her off. Botched ending. Terrible match. I'm too bored from the women's title match to give a shit about the feud between the two Dudley boys. Well done, WWE. You made me too bored to see that. Ric Flair's creepy smile. This pre-match assault will obviously get a sin because I gotta do my job, but I was enjoying the will of the Hardy Boys to try and take down Brock Lesnar before the match could begin.
They got us supporters, and look at Heyman.
The Hardy Boys only hit a few kicks on Brock Lesnar and figured that's enough to keep him down so they can go after Paul Heyman.
Like a rotund scalding.
This always irritated me when it comes to WWE. Why is it that someone quickly beats the shit out of the bigger wrestler, but then takes their sweet ass time in going after the cowardly manager? If you want to beat him down, just do it already. Damn, the fans in attendance are already chanting for Brock Lesnar to face his utter demise at the hands of Goldberg 2 years before it actually happens. Crazy foreshadowing.
The Hardys. Yeah.
More of the Hardy Boys just standing around threatening to attack Paul Heyman instead of, attacking Paul Heyman.
There's a trip.
Wow, the referee was so confident that it was a 2 count that he yelled it to God himself in the heavens.
Get the pin down. Look at that.
The one thing I will give Paul Heyman credit for from this match is that one moment where he stumbles to even get into the ring, flopping over as a result. Really added into his character. Excellent talker, severely not athletic. This entire sequence of Booker T trying to get laid, leading into another run-in with Goldust. We already got a lot of other matches to cover tonight. Don't have time for this. Let's get a close-up shot of the barber's chair for Edge versus Kurt Angle coming up next. Wait, what? It's not taking place for another 45 minutes? Then why are we hyping it up?
Biggest.
The what chance during a segment with Stone Cold Steve Austin is fine, but adding it to a video package to hype up a match, that's a no-no and a sin-sin. Wait, what? Heel wrestler has a much larger wrestler as his bodyguard for a handicap match cliche. Boy, who could have seen that coming?
The following handicap match.
The NWO style entrance for the Big Show just feels wrong, wouldn't you agree? Anyone other than the original NWO members using it just doesn't feel right. That sellout say woo sign. What are the odds that same fan will shout woo when Ric Flair hits a signature chop, thus being hypocritical about himself?
As a team, or at least that's how the match is.
Just a few simple punches from Stone Cold Steve Austin is enough to daze the Big Show long enough for Steve to have his way with Ric Flair for a while. Huh?
Stone Cold is not
That awkward pause before Stone Cold realized he was supposed to clothesline Ric Flair out of the ring. Oops.
assault. A fellow here.
Knocking over the Big Show was that easy, apparently. According to the fan in attendance with that sign, does this mean Stone Cold Steve Austin is a sellout since he said woo? That's what I believe. Also, copy woo infringement. Stone Cold apparently thinks he's allowed to use a steel chair just because he's the one in a 2-on-1 handicap match. You've been here a long time. I'm pretty sure you know it doesn't work like that.
Some of the greatest referee unharmed.
Not gonna lie, that was hilarious comedy. Stone Cold agrees to hand over the chair to the referee, all just to grab a second chair, figuring this as one he can use.
This match will start off a little.
Classic Stone Cold Steve Austin, though I'm amazed that Ric Flair and the Big Show just standing around letting this happen. Even so, awesome comedy.
Veteran Ric Flair.
Instead of doing his job and counting out Ric Flair, the referee leaves the ring to join him because reasons.
I guess the chairs are not allowed.
Alright, now we're starting to drag. Been spending the last 5 minutes with Steve Austin debating about using chairs, Ric Flair having a conversation with a referee, and now Steve debating about having beer. Can we actually get to the ass kicking, please? Instead of going after Steve Austin when he's doing the push-ups, the Big Show starts throwing a fit in the ring like a clown on the internet. Maybe that was the inspiration. Dun dun dun!
And look at all.
Oh, come on. There is no way the referee did not see that obvious low blow. Hell, he even looks down and sees where Rick's fist ended up. Shouldn't that make it obvious what happened? 10 more sins for more terrible officiating.
Being the WWF. Who's got that psychotic?
Alright, that was actually cool to see. A combination of woo chops and what chops. The fans made it awesome.
Near fall.
Ric Flair's terrible way of landing from clotheslines. I don't care if he's known for doing that. This match has been anything but fun.
Flair. Oh no. Ooh.
It's as if Ric Flair thought that Steve Austin was going to hit an atomic drop instead of a spine buster, which in turn made this execution look pretty bad.
The cover. Will it be?
And people say this referee is known as Little Nate. Well, Little Nate just gave the Nature Boy himself a fast count loss. What do you got to say about that, huh? In this preview of what Edge and Kurt Angle would look like if they were bald, we can already see that Kurt looks way better bald than he ever did with hair, which made us wanted him to lose further so that he can look more badass. Gotta admit that Edge is actually doing Kurt Angle a favor here. Although, want to know how fast WWE seems to be pushing through these matches? We're just literally 60 minutes into this pay-per-view and we're already on the 5th damn match of the night. The 5th. Maybe next time don't book so much shit to happen.
Who the hell did this?
Honestly, I don't know what Kurt Angle is so mad about. It's a shirt that practically tells anyone who looks at it that they suck. If it were directed to Kurt himself, it should really say, I suck. This is one of the rarest occasions where I can talk about this. Edge's theme song is awesome. Rob Zombie's Never Gonna Stop is a fucking awesome hit, even today. I can't be the only one irritated at referees doing fast counts in literally every single fucking match tonight, right? Am I gonna have to start counting the sins faster than I usually do? Holy shit, that was awesome. A perfect belly-to-belly throw outside the ring by Kurt Angle. I actually cringed in pain even before Edge landed outside.
I think you should.
Haha, the referee tripped.
I'm just trying to picture Edge with no hair.
Jerry Lawler is trying to picture Edge with no hair, despite the fact that the WWE literally showed what both competitors would look like bald on the Titantron before the entrances. Here you go, get a nice view of the match from behind the barbershop, while the barber just sits around bored out of his mind.
I understand all the WWF superstars are.
I was about to give Jerry Lawler a pass for saying WWF instead of WWE, but unfortunately he said it again seconds later and berated Jim Ross for not telling him to get the F out.
Get that there and kick that by a hair.
Come on, guys. The last thing we need right now are hair puns in this hair versus hair match. I'm already hanging on by a thread. I mean, fuck! What? Did Jim Ross seriously just say that Kurt Angle tried to climb a ladder? Where the hell do you see a ladder here? The referee gets knocked over at the crucial point of the match cliche, even though it did look cool the way Edge accidentally speared the referee. Okay, I could understand if Kurt Angle kicked out of the first spear, but Kurt literally took 2 spears in like 40 seconds. Even with an injured referee slow count, that still would have been enough to keep him down. I'd call bullshit.
Execution.
Copy spear infringement.
Execution. Angle slam.
Oh, come on. Edge took his own spear and an angle slam. Finishers don't seem to exist even in 2002, apparently. Annoying as Jerry Lawler is with his ass kissing to the heel wrestlers, his excuse of Edge cheating was funny. Post-match assault.
It's a rematch. 2 out of 3 falls.
Okay, Jerry Lawler is actually being entertaining now. Saying things like, it's a rematch and it's 2 out of 3 falls was funny to hear. Where was this Jerry Lawler earlier?
First chair. Well, he saw that go.
I won't lie, I wasn't the biggest fan of Edge chasing Kurt Angle for the next hour of the pay-per-view, because I couldn't really focus on the next few matches due to wondering if Kurt was really going to get his head shaved. Pay-per-view event with 8 matches, including a Hell in a Cell match and a hair match, as well as a 3-hour time limit, somehow has time for Edge chasing Kurt Angle and Booker T trying to get laid in a hotel. Skip! Normally I'd be excited for the descent of the cage for Hell in a Cell, but I'm too busy wondering about Edge shaving Kurt Angle and trying to get the image of Booker T's bare ass out of my head. This ain't distracting me enough. Triple H be like, I'm gonna kick your ass inside the cell, but first let me menacingly adjust my trunks. Yeah, look at the way I adjust myself.
No time limit here.
Jim Ross says there is no time limit to this match, even though literally none of the other matches had time limits either.
Anything can happen in this kind of match.
Why is the referee telling Hunter to get Chris Jericho out of the corner? Take a good look around. We're inside Hell in a Cell, and sadly, you're gonna find out the hard way.
Really, no, you can't be disqualified in the Hell in a Cell.
No, but you'd be surprised at what bullshit tactics WWE could come up with in future Hell in a Cell matches. You see, this is why there honestly shouldn't be cameramen inside the cage. They keep getting in the way when the action spills outside and there's not enough room to go around. If I were Hunter, I wouldn't pose around and tease the audience about connecting the pedigree on the stairs. I would just freaking do it before Chris had a chance to counter it.
Game again. Oh, his body.
Fucking what?
It's an environment where pain and suffering.
How the hell did Chris Jericho not realize that Hunter had a chair even before he started running with the ladder? It was right there. Ow, my hands! Throughout this entire match, Tim White was inside the ring yelling at both Chris and Hunter when they were fighting on the outside. Conveniently, the one time he chose to step outside the ring to yell at them is the moment he gets flung into the cage. Even after the footage shows that it's obviously Chris Jericho assaulting Tim White, somehow, someway, this is Hunter's fault. No joke, they'd literally blame all this on Triple H in later years. You mean to tell me that none of these other referees had a spare key to the cage just on the very case that something bad was going to happen to the referee inside the cage?
Hey, there's a count, but there's nobody there to...
Even if Hunter was pretending to be a referee in frustration, I'm amazed that Chris didn't kick out due to the instincts. His eyes were closed, so according to his ears, another referee appeared to count the pin. If you notice, these two had to quickly hit a move because the Spanish announce table was already breaking on its own. Oh shit, hurry and connect to DDT. We're about to look like the Rock and Mankind from 1999.
To recoup and...
Triple H is an idiot. He practically handed over the barbed wire 2x4 to Chris Jericho when he threw it above the cage. Here you go, free present. Now whack the shit out of my head with it.
Trying to climb to the top of the cage, JR!
Not gonna lie, seeing Mike Chioda ascend the cage to continue officiating this match was awesome to see. He's like, fuck it, I'm not just gonna stand around and wait. Hunter is addicted to Chris's Jerichos.
The shoulders are down!
A pedigree on the roof of the cage and the view of the ending from down below. This was an amazing shot to see in Hell in a Cell history. Kurt Angle has apparently been spending the last 45 minutes running around the entire arena from Edge. How has he not at least found a place to hide by now?
Rico!
What?
Honestly, tag team title matches with mystery partners shouldn't really be a thing because most of the time the mystery partner is either the opponent's manager or a 10-year-old kid. Also, I don't know if Vince McMahon had Rico be Rikishi's partner to ensure that Rikishi doesn't win the tag team titles, or if he just wanted to mess around with Billy and Chuck. Regardless, this ends up backfiring for the tag team champions. Earlier, Rikishi demanded that Rico stay on the apron because he didn't trust him. Now he wanted to tag him in? Let's be honest, Rico pretending to ignore Rikishi was his act of revenge.
Rikishi, look at that!
I'm sorry, but even I know it'd look more believable if Rikishi simply stayed where he was, causing Chuck to not be able to connect the belly-to-belly throw. Rikishi ain't exactly a cruiserweight around here, you know.
Whoa!
What in the hell was that? A cutter without the cutting? Huh, actually that sounded a little catchy. Put that in the files for future catchphrases, DJ. Thank you very much. You may leave for the night.
Team titles on the line.
Wrestler with unusual partner ends up winning the tag team titles with said unusual partner cliche. It's happened quite a lot in WWE. Title hogging, since one of those tag team titles belonged to Rico. Kurt Angle must have watched a lot of horror films prior to Judgment Day and played the jump scare moment when a character shuts the door revealing the monster card. Also, Kurt spent the last hour running away from Edge all just to bring it back with intentions of shaving Edge's head. Why didn't you just find a garbage can lid and hide somewhere like immediately after you started running?
Barber, get your ass out here!
I'm honestly surprised the barber hasn't left by this point since it's been an hour from the time Kurt's match with Edge ended, with nobody getting their head shaved up until now. Edge had the sleeper hold locked in for about 25 seconds, and Kurt Angle went from fighting like mad to passed out within 5 seconds. This was somehow enough to put him out for a whole 3 minutes of head shaving. If Edge was always going to be the one shaving Kurt Angle's head, then what was the point of bringing in an actual barber? He just awkwardly stands around and watches this whole thing happen. Kurt still has a shit ton of hair on his head, and yet Edge looks at it and thinks, perfect, that's what a bald head should look like. Now where's the shaving cream? Honestly, maybe he should have just let the barber take care of all the work.
What is he doing?
Edge put shaving cream all over Kurt's head and has a razor in his hand. What the fuck do you think he's doing? You know, just for once, I'd like to see a head shaving in WWE that actually finishes the job instead of leaving a lot of hair left when the wrestlers are done.
Hit the music!
Kurt Angle's music was already playing before Edge could even shout hit the music to the technician. WWE actually putting whipping sound effects from cartoons into their video packages honestly made this look more hilarious than it did intense.
The Undertaker wants to win the Undisputed title for the first time.
Yeah, I get that the title is called the Undisputed WWE Championship, but the title lineage is still the same. It's just the WWE Championship, which by now the Undertaker has won several times already, so that line doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm sorry, but this generic theme song for Hulk Hogan didn't fit. Anytime he's wearing the classic red and yellow outfit, not hearing Real American is just awkward. Also, I honestly was not a fan of Hulk Hogan returning to his classic gimmick and then immediately being granted the WWE Championship, because this was right after Triple H won the Undisputed title at WrestleMania 18, only to immediately lose it to Hulk Hogan, who immediately lost it tonight. The early 2000s had so many back and forth title switches.
Oh, and wait a minute. The Undertaker.
Pre-match assault.
The Undertaker. There we go.
While I understand that Hulk Hogan enjoys ripping the shirt off and then holding his hand to his ear to hear the cheering audience, you're facing the freaking Undertaker when you're a lot older and past your prime. Not a good idea to pose around. Not gonna lie, hearing that random drunk fan yelling, "Holy shit, did you see that?" when the Undertaker got thrown into the stairs was funny as fuck. A fan gets a sin removed from the pay-per-view.
Throughout this arena.
Haha, the Undertaker tripped on the ropes. He may end up playing it off by saying, "I meant to do that, but I could tell he didn't."
Stand. The ring ropes are holding Hogan up.
This match may have been 11 minutes long, but the pacing of it made it seem like it was actually an entire hour. Big shame in my opinion. That chokeslam was absolutely embarrassing, thanks mostly to Hulk Hogan. See, when you have an old veteran competing in the ring, shit like this happens.
The owner of SmackDown.
The Undertaker is not even the WWE Champion, yet he's perfectly fine with getting himself potentially disqualified with the steel chair usage in front of the referee.
Hogan bringing the
Cool to see Vince McMahon get his comeuppance from Hulk Hogan, but at this point, we know what's leading to The Undertaker's win, and I'm just about done for the night. Okay, I'm done. 5 more sins because the referee clearly heard a chair shot from behind and chose to ignore it. Probably on another screwjob payroll by Vince McMahon just like in 1997.